Reports of mass protests from the West are now commonplace, but for the first time, a pro-Palestine protest was seen in Japan, where people took to the streets to protest Israeli action against Hamas. Reports of protests have also come in from the Philippines, home to one of the biggest Muslim populations in the world. With these protests breaking out in countries, the big question is, who stands to benefit? Ajay Jandial is joining us for more details on this story. Ajay, give us more details about these protests which have been reported from Japan and Philippines.
Yes, this is the first of, it's a kind protest happening here in the Japan, and that shows that Philippines knows, no borders. The very first pro-Palestine protest in Japan, and uniting hearts and to call for a ceasefire in Gaza and between, Hamas and Israel. That is happening. That indicates that the people all over the world, those who want peace, they are protesting and demanding for the ceasefire. But clear-cut, voice from the Israeli Prime Minister, he says that we are not going to announce any kind of a ceasefire. We know that if we will do the same, then it is a defeat for us. So that's why we are not going to call for a ceasefire, but people are continuously demanding for the ceasefire among the two.
Yes, also with us at this point is Sanjeev Srivastava, international affairs expert. Sanjeev, who do you believe is behind these protests, which interestingly are being reported now from Asia, from parts of Japan, from Tokyo, and also certain other countries as well?
Well, Uday, I think there are two, factors which are responsible for this protest. I think the first one is that a lot of people in the international community they are concerned about, the humanitarian crisis, which is obviously prevailing in Gaza, and people, those who are, raising their voice, obviously they are, they are very much for Israel to take a lot of caution and care while they go ahead with their operation. So I think the civilian protection is one of the biggest concern of the international community, and that kind of a concern is being expressed by every country, and even the leaders, top leaders, including United States of America, India, and many other responsible democratic nations. We all have suggested Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to follow the international humanitarian law, which I believe that Israel is trying its best to follow. But yes, collateral damages are happening, and civilian casualties are there. Humanitarian crisis is very much there. I think that one factor is that which is causing this kind of a protest, because the people are concerned about the innocent lives being in a harm's way, and innocent lives are being lost in that process. So, but the second factor is also, which is causing this kind of a protest, leading to this protest, is that there are some elements in the international community. They are attempting to create a very distorted negative narrative that this is a war between Israel and Palestine. This is a war between Arab and Israel, etc., etc. I think this kind of a distorted negative, a narrative which is being propagated by certain state and non-state actors, which are also leading to this kind of a polarization which is happening, and that also must be countered. Because Uday, I think terrorists they wanted this kind of a polarization to take place. If you look at the reality of this war, Israel started this war after 7th October, and on October 7, Israel came under the biggest terrorist attack. And obviously, more than 1,400 Israeli innocent lives have lost, and a lot of people are still in their captivity, in Hamas's captivity. And Israel is fighting this war against terrorism. Israel is fighting this war against Hamas. This is not the war against the people of Gaza. This is not the war against in between Israel and Palestine. But terrorists wanted this kind of a narrative to be propagated by carrying out this kind of attack. That the normalization process which was going on between the Israel and Arab, the various initiatives which were taken later on, like I2U2, India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor, etc. Obviously, these terrorists did not like it, and they wanted to disrupt this process. And obviously, with this kind of attack, they have conspired hard to wage a divide between the Arab world and Israel, and that is what their agenda was. So I think there are certain state actors like Iran, like Hezbollah, like many other such players in the Middle East region, and also there are a lot of individuals in the international community. They are attempting to create a very fake narrative, a negative narrative that this is a war between Israel and Palestine, between Arab and Israel, Jews and Muslims. So I think that is another factor there in my assessment. What is leading to this kind of demonstrations which are being reported elsewhere? But I think there are reports that even in the United States of America and elsewhere, the pro-Israeli demonstrations have also taken place because more than 1,400 people have been killed of Israel, and more than 200 people are still in the Hamas's captivity. So I think there are voices in favor of Israel's war against terrorism, and in fact, this is a war against terrorism. This is not the war against the people of Gaza. Having said that, in the end of it, I would say that Israel must, follow international humanitarian laws, which I believe that they are a professional army, Israel is a responsible country, and they should, take a lot of care and caution while moving ahead with their various operations which they are carrying out in Gaza.
Ali Shah, defense expert, is also joining us live on this story. Ali, such protests aren't very commonplace in Asia, are they? What do you believe then has led to them?
See, Uday, it's one is which you asked this question about to Sanjeev Srivastava, that who could be behind these protests. Other could be the humanitarian angle, and I, being a humanitarian, would like to see anything from the humanitarian point of view. See, Hamas, what it did was something very, very wrong. It has to be condemned, not just condemned, but action as well. And on 7th October, what it did was something really, really beyond expression, I would say. Taking 200 hostages, they should be freed immediately. I don't think they should. I hope they don't hold them back. What over 1,400 Israelis dead at that time, killed? Very wrong. But from the other side, again, if you see, Hamas is a terrorist, a banned military organization which has been banned by the UN, US, by Israel, by a lot of people. Now, in retaliation to that, when Israel has every right to attack Hamas's base, but again, keeping in mind, as Sanjeev Srivastava said, the international point of view, thousands of civilians, innocent children, women, elderly are dying. They are being homeless. What about them? I mean, they have to be rehabilitated. So the very fact is, people who are coming out and speaking right now, I think it should be from both sides actually, Uday. It should not be from one side. It should be from both sides, and the angle should be for humanity. It should be for any human life should not be lost. Even our soldier's life. Why should a soldier's life be lost for that matter? It's not that cheap. Secondly, well, when there's a war, from a soldier to soldier, from the point of view, from military point of view, tactical point of view, if you destroy the militant base or the military base, it's fine. It's acceptable. But when there's a collateral damage, for a collateral damage, you are killing thousands of people. I mean, that I think would not be acceptable from anywhere, and irrespective who does it. Irrespective from any side. Who does it, it is not expected at all. So people will stand up when they see innocent civilians dying and struggling. It is indeed a very, very heartbreaking, heart-wrenching sight. So I think one angle of it to be looked upon is, okay, somebody could be behind it. Other angle could be the people actually, they feel the human angle to it. So any life lost, be it an Israeli life, be it a Palestinian life, regarding Hamas, I think what they did was, once again, jitni ninda ki jaye utni hi kam hai. So the very fact is, Japan is a very, very friendly country with India, and Japan's, in fact, when Japan's former Prime Minister, when he passed away, we observed a national level holiday. In fact, we also mourned. Japan is that close to us, and Japan is, I hope our relations with Japan continue remaining the way they have always been there. So the very fact is, when people come out on the streets, especially in India, like in Kerala, for example, a protest happened. I would like to ask one question to people of Kerala. Well, for Manipur protest, you guys did not come out on the streets. It is affecting your own place, your own country. But you'll go ahead and take out rallies where you have koi tuk nahi, koi sar pair nahi. You're out of concern, out of human angle, all right. But human angle, there have been other human cases as well within the country. उसके बारे में बोलो आप ना. मगर हमको बात करनी है दूर दराज जाके कोई मतलब नहीं है. So basically, I would like to conclude by saying that whenever there is a human angle involved, one should not take side. One should just stand up for one and all. That is humanity there.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.